Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are cruising our way through this endgame here. We're at minus 83 Unity right now, but that will be solved, at least temporarily, once our art installation gets upgraded. But that's a long ways away. So that is definitely noted, and I say temporarily because keep in mind this is currently being boosted dramatically by our current, what is it called? These things. It's this thing. The agenda. That's what it's called. Yes. Okay, we have a trait pick here. We might as well grab this. Okay, something like that. Archaea Studies research speed. I mean, I think we're done with Archaea Studies research. I think we're done with all of these researches, but sure, that seems fine. Ship build speed is interesting. Oh, defense platform build cost. Yes, please. A 5% reduction on that. And another one? Amazing. So that's a 10% reduction in the cost there. What are we interested in here?
Construction complete.
Pop upkeep and trade value. Excellent. Okay, and then we've got building and district cost reduction. Do it. Looks good. Okay, so next up would be this guy. Research speed, new worlds, not very relevant, but actually 1% research speed would be relevant. So we'll take that. Ship weapons damage and chance to spawn debris. Are you actually leading any fleets? Maybe. I think we'll take the Wrecker 2 for right now. Okay, so that looks fine for the moment. Now we're at 2231 population as of right now, and the price on alloys is pretty good. Let's buy a few in. Now the price is not so good. So that is absolutely understood. And let's take a look through our planetary constructions here. Anything needing to be done at this exact moment? The answer is no, and that's not surprising. How are we doing on our minor artifacts anyway? 2.9k? Okay, so if I recall correctly, the issue here is that these are not set up by us, and the AI constantly changes them. So we're not actually really able to get this upgraded to where it wants to be without just spending ludicrous numbers of resources, and that's not a good thing to do. So we will avoid doing that where at all possible. No civilian ships currently requiring orders, and that is absolutely understood. How are we doing on our habitation rings? The answer is it looks good. In fact, we could get another set of these going. So we'll put in 3 habitation modules here. And actually, we could get another one as well. So we can do 3 here, and then how are we doing on influence? That's good. We'll leave that be there. So that looks excellent. Now, that's a trade hub that does not actually need upgrading. We'll hop into the Demon's Maw station, and we're going to need to get some defense platforms going. These are now much cheaper at this point. Looks like that's actually a 7% reduction rather than a 10%. I guess it's a 5%, and then an additional 5% stacked. That would be stacked multiplicatively, I think. Yeah, so that's understood. It's a 7% reduction rather than a 10%, diminishing returns. That's fine. I'm still glad to have some sort of discount on that. So we're currently at 24, and then we've got 41, actually 42 queued here, so that is 66. So we need another 12 defense platforms. Not too bad. Definitely making solid progress on that. I'm going to sell some food, some rare crystals, some zero, some volatile motes, and that's it. I think we're not going to sell any dark matter. We're going to need dark matter eventually, so we'll keep our dark matter around. What's the price? Oh, that's under 1 energy credit? That is so cheap. Okay, we just bought a bunch of alloys at that price. So we can get a bunch more defense platforms going here. That might even cap this. It did. Beautiful. So Demon's Maw Station is now done, and Terminal Egress would be the next location. We can get a couple of these queued up, but not many. So let's understand. Contraband has been seized on Shmoria. Okay, that's just an inherently funny planet name, Shmoria. I don't know, it kind of feels like somebody's making fun of the mines of Moria. Moria Shmoria. Amazing. So for now, let's hop up over here. And, oh, look at that. Moscot actually needs a housing. That's unusual. So do we need this building slot? We currently have a planetary capital. That's going to go to a system capital complex. So 2 building slots would need to be acquired via city district. Okay. Let's go ahead and put in 2 city districts here just for those building slots. And then the last building slot would be acquired via the system capital complex. So that looks good for the moment. Taking a look through the rest of our worlds here, do we have anything else that needed ongoing work? Probably not, is the answer. Definitely not, is the answer. Okay, that seems fine. We're up to 231 now for our influence, and I want to hop down here and continue to chip away at these orbital rings. So let's put in a pair of habitation modules here. I think we can get away with another one as well. So let's get in a trio of habitation modules here. So we're definitely making very, very solid progress on getting this flipped over. This is not something that we're terribly concerned about, of course, but it will get done eventually. In fact, there's not that many orbital docks left to go through. And you can see here, we're definitely approaching our naval cap. That's not shocking. We're probably going to go significantly under it, to be honest. We'll see how that ends up going, and we have a couple of fortress worlds here that are very, very, very unoccupied, like this one. This is a lot of soldier jobs, and that is going to produce a lot of naval capacity. Also, this is a reassembled ship shelter right here, so we don't need any additional city districts here. In theory, we'll have all of our building slots, and we can put in another fortress here, rather stronghold for now. So we can go into our population and we can see, yeah, there are 16 available soldier jobs here, and that number is going to go up dramatically once we get all of these strongholds upgraded to fortresses and get these 2 additional building slots. So that's going to produce us a large amount of naval cap. But for now, this is what we've got. Also, I wanted to check through these and see if any of these were running in Anchorage that we just set up. Yeah, this one is. So let's see what Ariga Prime has here. This is a tech world. Not really ideal. I guess we will go with a Giga Mall. What do we got here on Kazabius? This is also a tech world. Okay. Again, I'll go with a Giga Mall, but I'm not happy about it. Looks like this is probably already set up as an agri world. Yep, and then a Shipso should be fine. This is an ecclesiastical center, probably. Yeah, that looks okay. So everything looks solid there. Science Nexus for the Molarnox Star Corp. Good for them. Okay, how's that price on alloys looking? 1.37. Fantastic. We'll buy a few. And I would like to do some sales here of some of this stuff, just to replenish some of our energy credits. Something along the lines of that. That'll be fine. So we're at 7.8k alloys at this juncture. Looks excellent. I want to check in on our construction ships quick. Yeah, they're all doing fine. I'm not shocked about that. That seems about right. So now we're going to come in and really start focusing in on terminal egress. We should have done this a while ago, to be honest. Terminal egress is one of the most valuable stations that we have, and we probably should have put in defense platforms here quite a long time ago. But alas, here we are. So let's get some defense platforms going in. Fire Coral class. The question is, are we going to run out of dark matter anytime soon? Well, right now we're still alloy limited, and that's for the best. Dark matter is potentially a concern later on, though, for sure. Okay, so that is all looking phenomenal. I'm wondering right now how we're doing. Okay, applied superconductivity in 4 months. How much are we expecting to get from that? So our jobs production here is 5591. That's going to be pretty significant. What is 5% of that? Opening up a calculator, 5591 point, actually 5593 just updated, 0.42 divided multiplied by 0.05. That's going to be about 280 monthly energy credits. That's significant. That is very significant. Okay. And that's in our current pop situation. By the way, speaking of our pop situation, 2250. Not bad. I like it. So nothing we can spend our astral threads on, unfortunately. That's just going to remain capped for the moment. And our minor artifacts are approaching cap. We will definitely find things to do with our minor artifacts. But for now, that's approaching cap, and that's okay. So it looks like all of our planets are fine with all this additional pop. We're at 2252 now, so we're definitely seeing significant pop growth. And that's really good. We have so many locations that have just a crazy amount of jobs available. Research labs here, I guess we can repair these. I'm guessing we're gonna run into building slot issues out over here. Yeah, so we've got a hypercomms forum here. I'd like to replace that, ultimately, with like an astrometeorology observatory. That'll be okay for now. Yeah, we're gonna need some additional buildings in some of these places, but for now we're mostly just waiting for pop growth, so that's all good as far as our planetary construction goes. We should be having construction ships coming idle pretty soon. It's been a while. Hang on, I just saw an upgrade here. Yeah, Diadem Prime. Excellent. We'll get a Habitat Central Control going there. That'll be really, really... Where is this? Bribed officials out over here. 85% crime. Okay, that's a lot of crime. I'm going to launch an anti-crime campaign right now. That's going to help, but not very much. I feel like we have to put in precinct houses here. Not a fan of using a building slot this way, but we'll replace it later, after we get the crime situation. So that'll be fine for now. That drops us down to 76% crime anyway. So that'll be helpful, in theory. Okay, now I do want to check in on those construction ships, as I said. It's been a while since they've had any activity. And this one is
research
not
complete.
All that close. Okay. So this is why we had all of those construction ships before, but it's fine. We can spend this influence. It's not a concern. Okay, I'm going to go for, I think, building cost reduction. Not that that's going to be all that useful. We'll just get that out of the way. So we should be seeing our energy credits go up significantly on this next month tick, and that will, of course, be wonderful. Coming in down here, this is an orbital dock, and that is an alloy processing facility, so that sounds great. As you can see, we are starting to go below our naval cap here, which is absolutely expected. We knew that this was going to be happening. So, month tick happened. Our energy credits didn't come up as much as I had hoped. For sure. Okay. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. Maybe like pop migrations, job changes. It definitely wasn't as much as we had anticipated, but it did increase a little bit anyway. And that's repeatable text for you, though. They don't ultimately do all that much, and that's to be expected. So we're at 212 influence right now. Pirates? How rude. How rude indeed. We're going to send the White Crush out over there, and it shouldn't take them very long to get there. We've had multiple pirates happening in the Olber system, and that makes sense. We've got a lot of trade coming in out over here. What? Ah, a terraformable barren world. What even is our capital? I've forgotten what planet type we are. Okay, it's been so long. Radar Station Alpha is a tropical world. Right, that makes sense. Okay, so that's fine. Let's get this terraformed over to a tropical then. Wonderful. We'll get that going. I'm not sure when that became available to terraform, but yeah, we'll absolutely do that. Any others? Let's check our other holdings. No, looks like that is it. Okay, that's probably for the best anyway. So, the pirates are out over here. They're currently fighting this station, and they're not doing the best. They would probably be able to win this. Emphasis on probably. Our station is doing a good job of staying focused on a single target, although that was a miss, which is painful for our station there. Switch targets. Switching targets is really bad for our station. Luckily, it doesn't matter. We're here to clean this up. Fantastic. So the pirates are eliminated, and now we're going to make our way right on back home. Beautiful. Astral Rift event is pending. We get more astral threads because, you know, we need that. We really, really don't. Price on alloys is pretty okay. I'm going to buy a few, but I'm going to say that our target price is now under 2. So that'll be fine. And at this point, I would like to get some of these habitation rings converting over. So this is an orbital dock here. We've got a Gigamall here already. Noted. Let's get these habitation modules going. There we go. And now I want to hop down and work on terminal egress some more. So we've got 6 built right now. We've got 9, actually 10 additional queued. And let's get a bunch of defense platforms here. Dark matter is 404. We're net positive on dark matter right now. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, that's very good to know. As far as our energy credits go, I'm going to sell more rare crystals and volatile motes, and we can sell exotic gases as well. We'll run out of those eventually, but we can do something like that to keep us afloat in terms of energy credits, and yeah, we're going to target under 2 for purchases of alloys at this point. So that looks good. Absolutely wonderful. And this construction ship is idle over in Woodborough. Okay, so it looks like we are done here. Yeah, let's head into Harmonious Repose, and we can build a habitat out over this direction. Although we're currently lacking the alloys for that. Let's enter orbit, and we're actually not going to get the alloys on this month tick. We're only at 568 right now due to being overcapped on our naval capacity. We do need to boost up our alloy manufacturing capacity. And that's understood. This is really borderline. I'm going to buy, but I probably shouldn't have. But I was impatient to get this Habitat Central Complex going. So that will be absolutely fine. Checking in on this Shroud Storm up here, it's down to 81 years remaining. Okay, that number isn't particularly accurate. It fluctuates around a lot, but that's definitely noted. It's, I believe, coming back this direction, but these planets should have had enough time now to recover, I think. Yeah, look at that. Radar Station Alpha, no devastation. And 38 available jobs here.
New frontiers established.
Well, okay then. So that's, you know, mildly problematic. We did just found this colony. That, of course, needs a gene clinic. And then we'll need a habitation district. There we go. We're up to 2268 pops now. So our pop growth is significant. Let's check through to see if any of these planets are at the point where they need ongoing maintenance because they have, like, they need more jobs as pops come in. We're not necessarily at that case with a lot of these places yet, but this Habitat Central Control does need to get built. And what else might we have? Aha! Vinjim Prime needs a job. I mean, it also needs a Habitat Central Control, which will get it the job. But that's fascinating. We can put in an energy nexus here, and we can build the reactor districts. And that will get all of the resources here harvested. That'll mean, of course, that we need to grow into these jobs. So, you know, there we go. That'll be fine. Excellent. So Eptribon Tertius over here, that is just set up. Ooh, we can activate our relics. Okay, so we're going to run the Rubricator's not going to overcap. Then I'm going to do lateral artifacting, and we're going to run the Omni Codex to spawn more pops. I don't care where they come in. I really don't. They'll migrate. So we're up to 2272. We actually got 4 pops out of that rather than 3. Fascinating. That's really good. Okay, so those spawned in a particular location, one particular planet. I'm checking through to see if they need a job on that planet. 4 pops is a fair number of pops, but no. Wherever that planet was, they were put to work right away. That's good. So the Astinda starbase here has finished up. This is actually the Astinda Prime orbital ring. That's absolutely okay. And, oh, 2760 rare crystals. Neat. We also have a trait that we could grab here. This guy is just a scientist. I guess we can go with like a custom AI assistant.
Construction complete.
And then like a scholar. So that looks good for the moment. We're now up to 2272 pops, and Isaac 4 is being terraformed. The reason I'm calling that out is because I'm thinking, was this the place where we put the 4 pops? I don't think so. That'd be very strange. That'd be very, very strange. So we're at 102 influence right now. We shouldn't expand any of this. So that seems fine. Minerals from jobs. Okay. And we can get like these whirlwind missiles completed, or living metal, or armor torpedoes, quantum missiles. There's a fair number of things that we still need to do here before we start going into the repeatable techs long term. I think for the moment, let's just get improved strikecraft out of the way. That's only 8 months away. So that looks fine for the moment. And these habitation rings, they're going to continue to be worked on for a while, but we're making good progress on that, really. That's going very, very well. So let's check in on terminal egress and see how things are going here. So we've got 10 defense platforms finished. This is going to be up to 27 at this point.
Construction
Price
complete.
is not quite as low as I would like it to be, so that's understood. The Nemean Starbase has just finished up. That's, of course, another one of these habitation rings getting finished. So that's looking good. 2275 for our pop now. So we're definitely getting these jobs done, but the Drifting Coracle needs work. So it was in a cella, and that means that it's going to need the influence to create another habitat. Understood. And of course, we've got the Dimensional Horror here. I wonder if it's going to have an issue with us properly settling the system. It doesn't with this, though, so I don't think it will. Let's just head on out over this way, and we can build around this, right? We've built the Habitat Central Complex. Yeah, we can build that, but we're going to need some additional influence. That's understood. We knew that that would be the case. Okay, so we'll bank up that influence for now. That, of course, means that we're not going to be working for a while on these habitation rings. They are a low priority project. So that seems fine for the moment. How's that alloy price? Ah, looking good. So we'll buy in 2,500, and that is going to get dumped, of course, into the terminal egress station. So let's go ahead and put in these defense platforms here. Beautiful. And at this point, I want to check in on our dark matter. Okay, so now we're a little bit... We're kind of net neutral on the dark matter, a little bit. It's a little awkward. It's kind of based on how many alloys we're buying. If we buy alloys, we can be net negative on the dark matter, and the dark matter would become our limiting factor. But for now, this is looking pretty decent. So we've got 32 defense platforms queued here. This is going to be up to 43 defense platforms, so that's definitely making very solid progress. And also, our energy credits are much more in the category of where we expected them to be now, so that's looking good. Now, the Drifting Coracle is, of course, idle in Sarpocus here, and we expected that. So we're going to come out over here on this month tick, and we're going to build a Habitat Central Complex here. We'll have enough for that in both categories as soon as this month. Okay, so it's going on right now. And there we go. There's that Habitat Central Control. Excellent. So everything is looking good through here at this moment. We just need to continue to grow our economy. Ah, look at this. Moscot Secundus needs a Habitat Central Control, and Tas Zebedor Prime needs a job. That's amazing. I'm really happy about that. Okay, so we see that this is going to be a total of 12 0G research districts, and this is going to be a total of 6 astro mining bays. So that means that we need to make a choice. And that choice is, do we want to max out our 0G research districts, or do we want to max out our astro mining bays? And I think the answer is we max the mining bays and then we build what we can out of the 0G research districts. So it would be something kind of like this. We would max the mining aspect first, and then we would build 9 0G research districts, and these building slots can be devoted to additional research beyond that. So that seems reasonably fine for now. Now it is time to put a cut in here, but before we do that, look at this. Korok Prime needs a job as well. That's a really good sign. So let's go ahead and upgrade a single research complex here. Beautiful. We're starting to see our planetary constructions actually need work done. That means that we're starting to max out our economy. We're nowhere near actually maxing it out, but we're starting to max it out without further intervention on certain planets. We got a long ways to go on that one, though, for sure. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue our constructions, continue to have our population grow, and continue to work on our preparations for unleashing the big one. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Andy McGar, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.